आय अजान छे बापा ए अधूरिया ने न केवाय पतरसनो ए खील छे रे अटे पटोरे आटी रे मेलो तो समझाए आय बीजड़ी ने चमकारे ए मोती रे परव जो पानबाई अचानक अंधारा था
An horizon so distant that it's often almost invisible. A soil bearing only cactus and spiny plants. A sort of pampa seared each day by the sun, inhabited by herds of cattle, goats and dromedaries. A land desiccated 9 out of 12 months, inundated by torrential floods in the other 3. Rains that cut through the roads, forge gullies and isolate village from village, but which also cover the ground with a verdant green, striking and unusual in this landscape. The monsoon comes as a blessing to the numerous flocks, which are the chief livelihood of the many antique tribes of nomads who inhabit this place. A semi-desert, the Kutch. The country extends to the Arabian Sea in the west and to Pakistan in the north. Though separated by a desert, the great run of Kutch, once a seabed, is now a dry salt wasteland resembling a flash photograph. To the northeast lies Rajasthan. We are in India, in the state of Gujarat, the cradle of Jainism, whose prophet, Mahavira, was a contemporary of the Buddha. The Jains are strict vegetarians and bear so profound a respect towards all life that they commonly wear a mask over their mouths, lest they inadvertently swallow an insect. They are also capable businessmen and have contributed greatly to the development of Gujarat. Their physical isolation makes these people culturally distinct, enterprising, and highly skilled artisans. They are weavers. They work in leather, pottery, wood or metal. But above all, the Kutch is a region famous for its embroidery. True works of art in varied styles and in traditional motifs, which are at times so modern seeming that they remind one of some of the graffiti art seen in the museums of Western capitals. This embroidery is done by the women of different tribes, who remain in their villages while the men tend their flocks. The tribes are named the Rabaris, the Jat, the Suf, the Megwa, and many others. Hindus or Muslim, they came from Baluchistan, Pakistan, Sindh or Rajasthan, searching for fresh pasture, but also fleeing various wars. Over the years, they have become more or less indigenized. embroidery has a central role in the lives of these nomads. As well as being easy to carry, these clothes are a form of currency, especially for the payment of dowries. Further, they create a link between the women of the tribe. They also have a principal role in marriages. Weddings represent a profound moment in the lives of the tribes. The mortar of village life. It brings together men often separated by their work, and bonding of women. They are rituals that take place on the birthday of the god Krishna. A wedding is not just a celebration. It is also a series of symbolic gestures in which this work, this embroidered cloth, has an important role. Thus the young newlyweds are covered and decorated with work which has often taken months to complete. And yet more is needed. To decorate the home of the couple, clothes for the women, the children, and especially the young girls, commonly dressed like princesses, are changed into queens on this day. But above all, embroidery was and remains the defining feature of these women's identity. An identity which is still expressed in the impressive creativity that goes into their clothes, blouses, cloaks and accessories, and which indicate the individual's status. But nonetheless, the last 2 decades have resulted in drastic changes to the economies of villages and their patterns of life, the increase in the cost of living, the attractions and illusions of the cities, the introduction of mass-produced goods and mass tourism. All these have dislocated the ancient order of these villages. Further, the massive earthquake of 2001, which had its epicenter in Kutch, destroyed a great part of the city of Plongée and wiped out entire villages by the thousand. Where once women did their embroidery for themselves, remote from a market economy, today the situation has changed. The phrase, "to earn one's living," has, even in these villages, replaced that great freedom of living day to day. To adapt to a market economy and to develop their arts into something viable in today's markets, without losing their souls, these women need advice and help. Judy Frater, the director of Kalaraksha, a small NGO, speaks to us of her experience.
The name Kalaraksha means art preservation, and we named our organization that because from the beginning we've been concerned with the preservation of the art of craft. We actually started work in 1990, and we founded the organization in 1993. Prakash Pai, he's the chief executive. I am the director of the Vidyalaya, which is our design school. I think we all felt that most of the attempts at working with craft are product-oriented rather than process-oriented, and they forget the artisan. The artisan becomes a set of hands to do work rather than a person that has a mind and a sensibility, a sense of aesthetics, the sense of satisfaction of creating something. Everybody recognizes that in contemporary situation, there's a new market that has new needs, and the traditional art can't always reach it. So we felt that if we don't think more broadly about the art of craft, pretty soon there won't be any craft. And so we wanted to, before it's too late, while there still are living traditions, to engage the artisan in all aspects. We wanted them to be more involved in the decision making. And also in Kalaraksha then, whatever we've done has been based on artisan initiative, just like the whole formation of Kalaraksha. We decided to start a design school for artisans, and that's what this is here, Kalaraksha Vidyalaya. So basically what we do in the school is we provide education, the same type of education that would be provided in any design school, but tailored to the situation of the artisans. They bring a lot to the school, like they have a complete and deep understanding of a craft tradition. What they don't have is exposure to the market. So that's what we have to work on. When the earthquake happened in 2001, we realized that we had an obligation to our craftspeople, and 2 of our villages were nearly totally destroyed. And we had just put up our website, and that website really enabled us to start fundraising. The bestseller found us through our website, and they were impressed by the work that we were doing, and as well as they really liked this traditional construction and design. So they decided to support us by funding scholarships for 15 of our students in the first year, and also completion of the first phase of construction. So that was really invaluable support for us. Among the many, many changes that came about from the earthquake, one was something that one could never have thought about. But we were asked by 2 different individuals to do expressive work. And the result was quite amazing. When we just asked one person to do a piece, she did an amazingly emotive work. So this is the first time they did what was essentially narrative work. And it's not a substitute for traditional work, but it's an addition, and it's been a very interesting sort of journey for us.
The company bestseller decided to adopt the choice of narrative work, which finally took the form of an order for 10,000 embroidered stories as a New Year's gift to their employees.
When Bestseller offered us the opportunity to make their corporate gift this year, it was it was exciting, it was flattering, it was also very challenging, because each piece is a work of art, it's individual. We never block print and embroider. Each piece is a genuine work of art, that's how we sell it. And that's how the artisans like to produce it. But this was a challenge, because making 10,000 pieces, and that too narrative work, so how to do it?
We decided 5 themes. These are the migrations, Pakistan to India. Second is monsoon. This is winter. This is summer and some marriage. This is goat is our life. The artisans, our staff, so everybody feeling this is means a big opportunity. We can do and be success. This is our means what called the goal or aim or our proud.
Thus observing the methods and philosophy of Kalaraksha, and using as much as possible natural colors and cloths, a production line is being started. The weaving and dyeing of the cloth on which they apply the embroidery, the decorative block printing used for the characters in the stories, the formats and cutouts of each piece are individually measured and delivered to each village. Then, with the support of Kalaraksha's team, the Suf, the Jat and the Rabaris begin the dance of the needle. A time to laugh, to tell tales. A time to let their creativeness, their own singular and detailed skills to manifest.
For the future, I mean, I think we're very much involved in the design school right now, and we hope that this is really a model. Everything we do, we hope, is a model for understanding the art of craft, for taking it forward, for empowering artisans to be the designers and the entrepreneurs of their own art, rather than becoming workers for other people. I'm a firm believer in the importance of decentralization. I mean, the bigger things get, the more disempowered people get. So we want to keep things local, and the people at the ground level are involved. And we hope that we would be able to set a precedent for people in India and maybe even elsewhere to sustain crafts and rejuvenate and sort of help crafts and art to flourish in a genuine way, in which the artisan is still at the center of the art.